Hello, welcome to FHE on the Road with Christine Stevenson. This podcast is designed to connect the people and the places from the past with your lives today, with 5-minute stories and facts from church history. Save these stories for when you are traveling through these areas to bring history to life. Okay, welcome back to FHE on the Road with Christine. Today I'm going to tell a story about a woman named Laura Clark Phelps. She was an early member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and she lived in far west Missouri during all the crazy Missouri times. So the people in Missouri clashed with the members of the church, as we know, and problems escalated on October 31st, 1838, when the members of the church were betrayed by one of their friends and leaders. His name was George Hinkle, and I have to get into him another time. Ooh, he bugs me so bad. But he was the problem. He was one of the problems. But his betrayal resulted in the capture of Joseph Smith and 150 other men during what they called the Siege of Far West. Many of the men were released soon after the arrest, but others were kept in jail for months, including the prophet Joseph Smith, who was sent to Liberty Jail. So that was during that whole time. So Morris Phelps, Parley P. Pratt, and King Follett ended up going to a different jail, called the Columbia Jail, where they stayed for 8 months. So that's a long time. Laura Phelps visited her husband and friends consistently every 2 weeks the whole time they were in jail for 8 months. Isn't that crazy? So to visit the men, she had to travel a distance of 139 miles from far west Missouri. One day, while on her way to visit her husband in jail, she decided she was going to help the men escape from jail. And then she had a dream that solidified her desire to help the men escape, and it showed her the way to get them out. Isn't that so crazy? So this is what's recorded, and it was recorded by a grandson, William Holmes. This is quote, "Here was her plan to get them free. She would secret 3 horses in some brush a short distance from the jail. As an excuse to get the jailer to unlock the prison door, she would suggest to the jailer that he open the door and pass the coffee pot to the prisoners through the open door. Should the jailer unlock the door, it would be a signal to get busy. Pull the door wide open, grab the jailer, and throw him to the floor and flee for their lives." That sounds like a very scary plan. When Laura arrived in Columbia, she learned that Parley had received a very similar dream twice. His brother Orson soon thereafter arrived with a firm impression that they were about to be delivered, and they moved forward with the plan. The scheme worked, but not without difficulty. The second door was unlocked, and King Follett pulled the door open, and Parley P. Pratt was to follow. The grandfather, Morris Phelps, being an athlete and a wrestler, was to throw the jailer down, and he would follow. It proved to be an exciting event, and it was the 4th of July, and nearly hundreds were nearby celebrating. The plan worked as it had been shown in their dreams. However, they did not plan the details of where Laura would go after the escape. The jailer exposed her to the mob that had been gathered around the jail. Thankfully, a young boy saw what had happened and told his mother. The family rescued Laura from the mob. She gave them a Book of Mormon, sang hymns with them, and left them with the promise that if she learned of great destruction to come upon the state of Missouri, she would warn them. Laura did not know that her husband was safe until she met up with him 3 weeks later. On the website, morrisphelps.org, it finishes Laura Clark Phelps' story saying, quote, "And 10 days after, not hearing about her husband, Laura could stand it no longer and started off for home. Mr. Richards arranged for her to travel with the mail boy. They left in the afternoon and traveled 30 miles before the night, and then got up at daylight and traveled 30 more miles before breakfast. She then left the mail boy and rode by herself, and soon struck the Mississippi River and traveled another 50 miles and was starting into the woods that were very thick. For the first time her courage failed her. She had such a lonesome, dismal feeling come over her, and there was 6 miles traveled before she could reach a hotel, and she knew not what would accost her. She looked into the woods and saw a man coming on horseback. As he approached, they looked at each other, and he said, 'I wonder if you're not the woman I'm looking for.' She said, 'I believe you are the man I'm looking for it was Mr. Follett's son, and had a note from Morris saying he was all right.' They arrived safely at the hotel the next day, and they got to Quincy where Morris was." So isn't that so cool? I love how Heavenly Father works. That so many people had the same dream to be able to know exactly what to do. I love that Heavenly Father helped them get out of that situation. It was not without struggle, and it was not just this easy pathway to leave, but they still had to put in so much effort and listen to what Heavenly Father wanted them to do to be able to get free of these people. Anyways, so I thought this story was so cool. I think that Lara Clark Phelps is pretty awesome. I love that she followed through on that and that she was able to do so much. And I love that she would not have been able to do that without the help of the Lord. That He is the reason she was able to do that. That she was able to help these men through the help of God. Anyways, so I hope you learned something. I thought this story was pretty cool. Thanks. Thank you for listening to FHE on the road today. We hope you enjoyed what you've heard. Please like, subscribe, and share with anyone who'd be interested in these stories. Thanks.